I feel like I forget way too often what week I'm in during a draft league. Do you guys ever feel like that? Do your weeks just kind of run together when you're in a draft league and you're just like, oh, is this week 5 or is it week 6? Oh no, it's actually week 7, and that's basically what happened to me with this battle here. I did not realize it was already week 7 when this battle took place. So yeah, let me know if you guys ever kind of feel like that when you're in draft leagues as well in the comment section below. So yeah, boss of YouTube, how's it going, guys? Happy y'all today, week number 7 of BBL season 3. We're taking on Luxanse and his team here. If you guys want to see my team builder, then I'll link to that will be down in the description. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of forget the team name of his draft here, the FC Groningen Galades. I apologize if I may have butchered that, but as you saw from the team preview, he actually does not have either the Ludicolo or the Armaldo, which I found to be very surprising. I figured at least 1 or 2 of those would be coming. However, though, he does unfortunately have the Fortress, and you guys will know from seeing my team builder, I actually do not have any fire moves on my draft. So immediately I figured that, okay, he might try to lead off with the Fortress. So I figured that by leading my Garchomp, I can do some damage with the Earthquake, maybe try to beat him down before he gets up too many hazards. But it turns out that he actually has the red card and forces me into my Mewtwo, which is actually really good for me. This is probably the best Pokemon he could have forced me into, because my other 4 team members would have not been able to deal with this Fortress accordingly, because I think I did check the damage calc. It turns out that he is very physically defensive, so Shadow Ball is an easy 2-hit KO here, which is amazing for me, because even if he does want to go for the Gyro Ball, because I do have a lot of physical defensive ease, it won't be doing too much damage, so I'll at least be able to get rid of this Fortress before it gets up too many hazards. As he gets up 2 layers of spikes, I knock him out. In comes the Kyogre. This is easily easily hands down the biggest threat currently on his team, so there is no chance I'm going to stay in risking it potentially being Choice Scarf. So I figured that because he got spikes up, if he specs, I'm just sacking off my Azumarill here. But it turns out that he does not do over 50%, which means this is definitely either a Choice Scarf Kyogre or he is just running a regular offensive one with no Scarf. So I figured that if he is Choice Scarf, it's in my best interest to go straight for the knockoff instead of the Play Rough, as it does turn out that he's Scarfed, and then knockoff plus Aqua Jet does end up doing about 35-40ish% to this Kyogre, which is amazing because I was able to weaken its Water Spout, and because now I know that he is not Choice Scarfed and that he most likely is purely offensive, I will be able to bring in my Mewtwo Y here, and I'm going to go straight for the Side Strike. I thought about going for the Calm Mind, but I really didn't want to risk him potentially trying to go for Thunder and fishing for a Paralysis, or if maybe for some reason he had Thunder Wave, then I just did not want to risk that whatsoever. As in comes the Gallade. This is perfectly fine with me, because this Mega Gallade honestly is a little bit scary now that I lost my Azumarill, and I don't necessarily have any other Pokemon that can outspeed it that is also able to beat it 1v1 potentially. So I'm kind of forced to stay in here, but any amount of damage I get off on this Gallade is very beneficial to me. I know I said berry instead of very, so I'm sorry, but you guys get what I'm saying. So after this damage, I'm able to revenge kill him with whatever I have on my team that is able to outspeed him. But because I expect him to try and go for another Shadow Sneak, I'm actually going to go for the Recover here. And this is nice because now if he doesn't sneak, I'm going to be at a good amount of HP, but he does end up making the safer and ultimately smarter play and going for a 3rd Shadow Sneak, trying to keep my Mewtwo Y very low. As down goes the Gallade and in comes the Drampole. I found it a little bit odd that he didn't bring in Drampole earlier, because as you guys are going to see here, this thing actually ends up tanking my Side Strike. Now the only reason I can think of as to why he didn't bring in Drampole before Mega Gallade was because he did not know that I didn't have the Ice Beam, which if I did have Ice Beam would have been able to knock him out here judging off of the Psy Strike damage. So he would have been KO'd. He lost to Drampa, and then I guess Gully could have come in from there, but he didn't know that I didn't have the Ice Beam. So I don't really think it was a misplay that he brought in Mega Gallade before Drampa, just because he didn't have any information on my Mewtwo at that point. But after the Glare, this Dugtrio is going to be able to outspeed me, and he ends up making a bit of an odd play. I don't really know why he decided to pop his Z move here. I think a regular Earthquake would have been more than enough to have finished me off, but you're gonna see that him popping the Z move here doesn't necessarily matter too much, just because even if he had been able to trap my Garchomp after spikes, if he's Jolly, it's only like a 25% chance that a Tectonic Rage knocks me out, and then if he's Adamant, I think it's like an 80% chance. So it was a roll regardless, but again, I don't really know why you popped the Z there, because that kind of helps me out here as I can bring in my Garchomp. I Earthquake the incoming Zapdos. I am perfectly fine with this, because even if for some reason he is Choice Scarfed, I can still live a Hidden Power Ice because of my special defense investment, and then absolutely murder him with the Devastating Drake. But because I actually outsped him here, I figured he would be a max HP variant of Zapdos, which he is, as he ends up living, but he then ends up going for the Discharge. I'm guessing that he thought that I was Choice Scarfed, because I have brought Scarfed Garchomp before this season, so that kind of makes some sense. He was trying to catch me there in case I did want to switch out, but either way, I'm able to knock out the Zapdos. In comes the Dugtrio. Again, if he had the Z move here, if he was Jolly, I had a 75% chance to live. If he was Adamant, it was a 19% chance to live, so I don't really necessarily know how much that would have mattered, because I still have Superior in the back at full HP, which should easily live any one hit from the Dugtrio. So yeah, I don't necessarily think it was that important. So we are able to win here in week number 7. I'm not gonna lie, this game was way faster than I thought it was going to go. I think the whole match was under like 20 turns. I think it might have been like 17 turns, which is kind of crazy, honestly. Like, I did not expect this game to be that fast, but hey, we are able to now pull ahead, and we are currently 4-3 heading into week number 8 against one of my very good friends, the Flying Bird. So hopefully we can win week 8 as well, and then if we are able to win week 8, 9, and 10, we should be secured for playoffs, and that is when things will get a little bit more serious. So if you guys did enjoy this, hit that thumbs up button down below. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with another video. So thank you all for watching. Later, everybody.
Because my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping.